Oh my god, look who it is, people! Today is a very, very special Why Make RuneScape interview. Right here, I have Joon the King, woohoo! Who
Hey
has
guys, I'm Joon the King.
agreed to do a awesome and sexy interview, me asking him some deep, dark, personal questions. Maybe not, too deep, too dark. But definitely going to be, a fun little interview. For those of you who don't know who Joon the King is, his YouTube account is Joon the King. His Twitter is also Joon the King 1. Did some fan mongering bunghole steal Joon the King on Twitter? Is that why you added the 1 on there?
He's had it for such a long time. I even DM'd the dude and never responded, so I'm like, I guess I'll just be Joon the King 1.
Well, at least everyone knows you are the real Joon the King. But yeah,
I am the real one.
fan mongers out there, it's they're and they love it, dude. They love stealing your personal name. They just get off to that, like knowing they have your name, but really some like little troll like in a basement. Even though I'm in my game basement right now, but so his first video is Caribbean Fishing Guide 2017 Old School RuneScape, uploaded on August 20th, 2017. I would definitely say check out his fishing guide, because if you watch NightmareRH fishing guide, I'll tell you to shut the fuck up and go and fish some salmon. Your guide is actually a little more in-depth and gives a little more EXP.
Thank you.
His most viewed video, though, and this is, but we're going to be talking a lot about this, but his most viewed video is From Vanity to Insanity, Onision story, with 3.2 million video views. Absolutely shattering. I think one of my main video with most video views is like 800K over the past like 13 years. His YouTube channel has 214,000 subbers and growing massively too. So my story of how I came in contact with you, because Twitter is a little funky. You actually sent me a DM on Twitter back in 2000 and... What the hell is it?
That's 2019.
April 5th, 2019. And I just started going through all my messages on Twitter and Facebook, and your message, I didn't even realize this, but there's a, do you want to accept this message on Twitter? And then there's also a spam inbox on Twitter. You were in the spam inbox loaded with a whole... And, no offense to you, but the other people in the spam inbox were like, hey, do you want some nude pics? Do you want some nude pics? So I'm like, all right, this one's not real, this one's not. And then you send me a PM saying, hey, man, I'm a content creator that makes documentary style videos. My channel is such. And I'm like, I don't think this person wants to see any nudes. And I clicked on your channel. I'm like, I actually watched one of your damn videos like fairly recently, the Shane Dawson, the Onision one. Also seen other as well. So that's how we basically came in contact, and Joon's been really nice keeping in contact with me, and he agreed for this awesome and sexy interview. So that's my story of how I came in contact with Joon, and this interview is going to be fairly interesting because Joon used to make RuneScape videos, and he has definitely moved away into the more IRL commentary, documentary style videos. He has one of Shane Dawson as well, Ray William Johnson, quite a few other people as well on his channel that are very, very successful. And my first question to you is, why do you create content? What is the whole story behind Joon the King? How did you start as a content creator out there?
Well, I mean, like, I think it started with, like, most people in this YouTube generation. They're just like, oh, what if I become a YouTuber? Like, what if I mess around, make videos? No promise anything will come of it. I was a really big fan of a friend, too, the RuneScape content creator, and I was like, let me try my hand at making some, like, loot videos like he did. Like, maybe it'll work, maybe not. It's just something fun to do. And those suck terribly. Those are horrible videos. So I have them like privated on my channel. But I kept trying like different styles of content, and eventually I found something that like more clickable videos that people actually want to watch that were RuneScape related. So it was just like some kind of like pipe dream that turned out to work in the end.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm definitely looking at your channel right now, and I see all the one video that actually has a ton of views. From PMod to Permban, that is a friend story that you do have. What RS3 does right, old school RuneScape slash RS, that is a ton as well too. So I mean, yeah, I mean, you are. I mean, there's people out there who make videos, every single day, and they always, ask me. They're like, "What do you think I should do?" And my advice to them is just really keep going through like a different style of a category until you hit, your nail. But definitely, oh god, I'm just seeing Ray William Johnson's face again. Definitely worth it, grabbing a beer and also a watch. So question 2, which I'm actually really excited to hear your answer, because I kind of thought about doing this back in 2014, and then I kind of really took like a different approach to things. I started live streaming RuneScape content. But in 2014, when YouTube was really demonetizing a lot of my videos and stuff, because, I mean, you drop the F-bomb once, it's like, it's not part of their algorithm. I actually kind of really thought maybe switching away from RuneScape and maybe going to more like, attacking the entire like gaming industry, like, make like Call of Duty video games, a whole bunch of other, video games out there, just seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. I was actually fearful. And then I just started live streaming, RuneScape, and that ended up working. But question 2 is, what made you switch from RuneScape videos, the type of videos you make now, and do you have any regret of doing so?
Well, first, that's an easy answer. I have like no regret at all. Switching content, like in the end, I think it's what I want to do more. Because yeah, sure, first I did want to do gaming videos, but then it's like the RuneScape community and the content that people make, it feels like very boxed in. So it's like really hard to like really grow. You know what I mean? And in that field. But also like making a bunch of like RuneScape videos and such, it kind of like killed my passion for the game. It made it harder to play like RuneScape because it's like I'm doing this for a video, I'm not really doing this for myself, and it's like, man. So that like made it even harder to get in the game, because I think most people have like certain periods where they like really are addicted to the game, and other periods where it's like, I don't really want to play. Well, you have to play because you're making videos. So I always wanted to like branch out and do something else. I don't know what the other thing was until the whole drama with a friend happened. And I think I saw on Reddit, there was like, someone should cover a friend's story. And I was like, I'm sure someone already has. And I went on YouTube and everyone was like talking about it, like, oh, this is what I think about a friend. But no one was like covering it like throughout. Everyone was just like talking about the most recent controversy. And being like a big fan of a friend, I was like, I know a lot about him because I've seen pretty much all his videos. So I was like, I'm going to add this, I'm going to add that, I'm going to add that. And then like, it turned out to do very, very well. But I was like, okay, maybe it was just like a one-off thing. Maybe it's not going to work. Who cares? And so I kept making RuneScape content. I still want to do something else. And I was like, Ice Poseidon. He's a RuneScape person who transitioned to live streaming. So like that was my transition point, because he's half RuneScape and like half IRL kind of person. And so I made a video about him and his controversies and whatever, and that really took off. So I knew like from that point onward, that's like, I don't even have to touch RuneScape anymore, because I don't have the passion for it really. And I just started making videos about just people that I find interesting and or controversial, and it's been succeeding ever since.
Do you think your new style of videos have actually like opened some people's eyes and like exposing a lot of things? Like, because I know we talked a little bit before we started recording. I didn't know like really the whole depth. And I mean, fuck it. I started making videos back in 2008, and back then you had like the non RuneScape like people like Sexy Phil, if you remember him. I think he's still making videos. But then you also had Onision. and he was just really referred to like the banana guy. And I remember there were some spoof videos on RuneScape as well. And then now seeing that stuff, I'm like, oh my god, that's just because I mean, here's the things too, and this is the truth about content creators, in my opinions. You're kind of like a mini celebrity, and you're a human being. There's a lot of content creators that do really bad things, whether it's to their fans or to other people. But do you think like making a lot of these are they helping exposing essentially like non-credible people and stuff?
I mean, kind of like they can in a way. Like they will cover people's like controversies. I'll try to give like a fair coverage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I won't try to like sway someone like too hard. I think it's like really impossible to make something truly neutral. So I try my best just to make things fair. But yeah, they definitely do cover like the worst things someone has done. But I also try to get in good things people have done as well.
Yep.
So kind of, but I also like try to like balance it too. Like Jake Paul, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like as much as people hate him, I do try to like cover like the things he's done for charity, who he kind of is off camera, and try to give people like maybe a larger perspective. But yeah, there is an element. It's like, man, this guy is doing some shady stuff.
Yep. Do you ever see yourself like branching actually like outside of YouTube and stuff and moving maybe like into something larger than just like I don't know, like maybe like building like a whole documentary type website and stuff? Or do you see yourself primarily staying like on YouTube doing the same type of content you'd be doing?
I'd say it's always a possibility. You know what I mean? Like it would be cool to like work on a larger project, but I'm just so comfy on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And something that like drives me away is a lot of things, like a lot of the content creators that cover have tried their hand at that and have failed so bad at it that is just like, it's such a big risk to try that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Next question. Do you still play RuneScape?
Oh man, so much. I don't touch RS3. Like, so I was maxed on RS3 before they released Archaeology, right?
2020, I think it came out, or sometime around there. Yep.
So yeah, prior to that I was maxed, but then they came out and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna play this much anymore. So I sold my entire bank pretty much and bought a Santa hat for like at 600 mil.
Oh, shit.
And I think now it's like 4 bill. So I'm like, I'm just gonna like let that rise and just chill. So if I ever have any incentive, I can just cash in on that, and it would have like rose with the RuneScape 3 inflation. So like RS3, I don't touch it. That just leave like my little Santa hat there in case I want to come back. But I'm old school. I'm really addicted, especially recently because of the raids. I've done I think 300 raids in the past month, and each raid is about 30 minutes. So yeah, I played a lot.
So it is a true statement. You can never actually quit RuneScape. Even you may not.
You can't quit it.
even you may not specifically actually make content of that area, but yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, I primarily do old school RuneScape. That is actually a very smart investment of a Santa hat. I mean, they're gonna they were going up and down like crazy. I think at one point Santa hats were at like 12 bill. I believe 9 months ago when they peaked, and then there's some crazy talks about Jagex making multiple versions of a max cash stack in the game, so you can have multiple max cash stacks like in your inventory and stuff on RS3, just because inflation is so high. But yeah, I mean, let's say maybe in about a year or two you decide to come back, that Santa hat could very well be 8, 12, maybe even 16 bill. So definitely a great investment. I personally haven't touched raids yet. Probably going to give it a little more downside. But what's so are you primarily into like the max type content on old school RuneScape, or what do you like primarily doing and stuff like combat or skilling?
Yeah, so like I think RuneScape is like split up into like many sections. Like you mentioned skilling, there's like PvP, and even merchant team was like a big thing people were like into. I'm definitely PVM. I've always been like if that's like the only thing to do, like I did in RS3, or if it helps me like get better gear or complete diaries that help me like boss more efficiently. So whenever definitely whenever a new raid or boss comes out, I usually try to grind it, and that's always been my incentive in the game.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, me, I've always been more of the AFKing, watching YouTube. It's easy, non-combative type stuff. So going back to your channel, and I've been asked this question a lot, and it's hard just because I've done so many things that have had really I'm a very I look back on like things I've done and I'm like, ooh, I really like that memorable type person, memorabilia. If you can pick one video, what was your favorite video that you have created so far, and why?
I would go back to the Jake Paul video because I definitely had like the bias of like, man, this guy's he's kind of like a terrible person, which he is.
Yep.
I didn't come out of the video not thinking that, but I saw more like how he was launched into that because he tried different styles of content that didn't frame him as such a bad person. He tried to like take it easy and not be such a jerk. But it was those videos of him being such a terrible person when he was like, what, 18, 19, that kept getting views. So of course he's going to be incentivized to keep doing more and more and more. And like the really like nonchalant videos of like fans coming up to him or whatever, like he's always like so nice to them and like really cool. And it's like when he doesn't even have to be. So there are moments like that that make me like Jake Paul a little bit more, even though he does terrible things.
How long do like these videos take and stuff? I mean, obviously, like a 40. I did a compilation of I think it was like 48 minutes for one of my videos last week, and I'm not gonna lie, it literally took me. It was just throwing stuff together and hitting the render button. I don't really think that I've ever spent more than maybe like, I don't know, like 6 hours on one videos. But like, how long, with all the research you do, time and effort into like these, what was like the longest amount of time you actually spent on creating one of these rise and fall type videos and stuff?
Maybe like that's really hard to gauge, but I'd say maybe like 80, 60, 80 hours around there. Well,
Holy
that's when I used to
shit.
do like all my own editing. Now I
Yep.
have editors that take care of that, so that's like cut the time in half pretty much.
Oh wow, that's absolutely crazy. I mean, yeah, if you were doing, I mean, if you were doing 8 hours a day or grinding out even longer, it could take you, very well 8, 10 days.
Oh yeah,
Um,
easily.
yeah, no, that's absolutely. It's it's in I did one of these interviews with the person that lets me use their music and stuff, and I asked him like a similar question because he does a lot of video game type covers, and I was thinking, him doing a cover of his metal song would take, maybe like a day or so. And he's like, no, dude, like one song could very well take like a month. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, you definitely have, a lot up on me. Because some of my videos, I literally click the button and just start talking. So do you have any big upcoming projects that you're currently working on that you can basically plant the seed into, just as a hint of, someone that you might be covering in the future, someone you would like to cover, or, just something else you're working on and stuff?
Yeah, so right now I'm currently working on a video on Tobuscus, Toby Turner. Do you know who he is?
Yeah, I actually remember him during the time of Ray. I don't want to spread any rumors.
Oh
Was,
yeah,
was
yeah.
he was he addicted to coke at one time or something, or that might be something different?
So right
Um,
now what I'm getting in my research, it's like just a vague array of drugs. I'm pretty sure like coke was in there, Molly was definitely in there. There was
okay,
just like all sorts of drugs.
yeah, because I remember one of my ex girlfriends, she was talking to me about him, and this was, oh god, I think back in like 2014, 2013 time frame, and I remember watching some of his videos, and I remember seeing one of his videos where he was just bawling in tears and something bad happened. But yeah, I mean, I do vaguely, remember, who he is and stuff. As for his, entire story, I don't know, the personal side, or, haven't done any research like you. But I'll definitely be looking forward to, watching your video on him and stuff. Do you know if he still makes anything, or is he like fully like done and stuff now?
Oh man, I don't think he'll ever be off YouTube. Like,
Really?
I like his story because he's so weird and hard to figure out. Like he's
Yeah.
very smart in like early YouTube. He discovered clickbait back into the like 2000s, like 2007,
Oh
like
wow.
2008.
Yep.
Like he was so way ahead of the game. And usually like main ways I see people like on the decline on like on my videos is
Yep.
just it happens naturally. The algorithm changes. It's whatever. You know what I mean? Another one is accusations on them, like terrible, like I don't want to get this video demonetized, so I'll just label it as SA. I think people know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And the final one is like just like controversial topics, like talking about politics.
Yep.
There's channels that are like dedicated to politics, and that's fine, whatever. That's why you subscribe to them. But it's like channels who are like Toby, who didn't get his he didn't grow from that, and now you have him talking about like controversial topics, and that really alienates a part of his audience. And it's weird because I can go into that further, but essentially he has all three.
Mm-hmm.
His channel declined. There were accusations placed against him several years ahead of that. And even several months ago, he is vlogging in his Tesla talking about like very controversial topics, all while like maintaining his his entertainer like aura from like 2012.
Yep.
So he's like super high energy, like laughing while talking about like the most controversial things, and it's just like really weird and like unsettling. It's just like, what? Why is he doing this? He's getting like no attention really, and it's really bizarre. But that makes it all like more better to cover.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't clicked on his channel in God forever. I mean, you're talking 6 point on his main six. I think this is his main 6.22 million subs and 1.459 billion video views. Woo! Yeah, I mean, I think this one would definitely be a hit as well. Up there with Ray William Johnson and also Shane Dawson as well. If you don't mind me asking, like when you first started on YouTube, because I started, I mean, I didn't really even know what YouTube was. I mean, YouTube came out, 2005, I think, give or take. And back then, it was just a whole bunch of like goofy, video. Actually, wasn't there like, I'm pretty sure there was like full length movies and stuff on YouTube before everything got rated like crazy. But who are some of the people that you used to watch and stuff like years ago? Because I definitely used to watch Ray William Johnson, Shane Dawson. I went through a little error. Sexy Phil, I went through an error too. Was there anyone like in particular that actually stood out to you and stuff that you like looked up to or admire?
I mean, besides you, I would say like there was this channel like named Clay World who did a bunch of like clay animate like those stop motion animation things. There was like Rami Gallard who did like these like prank style videos. But besides that, like it was just like I was like one of those people who were just like hopping on like different viral videos, because I mean like that's what the website was back then.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It wasn't until like maybe 2012, 13 that I really got into like a larger array of content creators.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, man, I have a lot of respect for you because you hit that like thing outside of RuneScape that a lot of people have really tried and really have failed. And I always wonder, maybe back in like 2014, if I said screw live streaming and just, I don't know, uploaded GTA. Even though I'm a terrible GTA player, better Call of Duty player, running around killing hookers and stealing. I just would always get blown up and busted by the cops. Had to use cheat codes, but if I actually went to that like different area, maybe things would have been different. But you're absolutely nailing it, especially the commentary videos. And do you see yourself, someday actually having like the whopping like 1 million subscribers? Like, do you think you can actually grow your channel like out there and stuff?
Oh man, that's really hard too, because something big about like getting subscribers and whatever and all that is personality. People will always like flock to people who are maybe just like a bit more opinionated or like strong and like showcasing themselves or whatever. And I kind of avoid that in my videos because it's like it's great to have like personality out there, and because that'll bring people more like into your videos, but like that can also hurt like the longevity of your channel, because people might get like bored of someone's personality, or if something like really bad happens, and it's like it's such a risk. It's such a risk, which makes growth so much harder not doing it, but it makes it so much safer. So I think if I continue on this path, I will hit it, but it won't be until like several years like down the road. So maybe.
Yeah, no, I everything was every single thing you're basically saying, just it's like hitting the nail, especially for like progressing, bigger and stuff. Like me personally, I'm just really having fun, and I'm actually making a lot of quite new, good friends. And talking to you is actually pretty awesome doing this interview. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna definitely enjoy it. And if you do blow up and gain like 10 million subscribers, I would like to do a follow-on interview as well. We'll start at 1 million. You hit 1 million.
At 1 million, dude, I'll give that to you easily. If I ever get there, easily.
Yeah, you keep covering. Actually, I don't even know if this person still makes videos anymore. This person might actually be someone. CNanners? Do you remember CNanners?
Oh my god, yeah, I was a big fan, dude. He got me into like Minecraft back in like 2010.
Yeah, I started making Minecraft videos because of CNanners and Hutch. I'm not sure if you remember who Hutch.
I remember Hutch. I remember Hutch. Yeah.
So not a lot of people remember Hutch, and it bothers me so much because Hutch was the backstory behind it is that Hutch got CNanners to basically like the machinima side of things, and Hutch was this very like straight, well forward, and his Call of Duty, like he had one video on his channel, I think it's the most viewed still, but it was tens and tens of million. This dude jumped in the midair and did like an amazing sniper shot. And you can just hear this dude raging in the background, and that was like the first like type of the video on I think it was Machinima Respawn was Call of Duty or something. But yeah, like CNanners, I think the entire definitely the gaming community, because CNanners is sitting at 5.45 million subscribers. That would definitely blow up as well. Definitely for him too if you did like a video pretty much, covering CNanners and also maybe covering Hutch. I'm not sure if Hutch is still doing stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's tons and tons of Beyond people that are still left for you to do plenty of stuff on.
I had to cover I mean, CNanners could be like potentially one, but it really depends on like what people like really want to watch. Because what I do now is I kind of like ask people like on the YouTube like community tab. It's like, hey, what do you guys want us to cover? Like, what is something you really want, like, are interested in? And they'll always like, DSP, right? Dark Side Film. Yeah, they'll always post that, but I'm like unwilling to do a video on him because it would just be so much, way too much. Like, he has been on the platform since like 2007 or whatever. Like, way too much to cover. He gets himself into like something every like month or so. Like that's just way too much for me right now. But pretty much anyone else besides him, like whoever is in the top comments or recommendations, I'll run a poll, and whoever gets the most traction on the poll is who I'll cover. And that was Tobuscus, which was like so perfect. Which yeah, so that's my next person.
Yeah, that's great, man. Hopefully that video comes out soon, because I'll definitely be grabbing a beer, and it's definitely gonna bring back a lot of memories. Definitely. I mean, I'm just thinking about all the old people I used to watch too. Shay Carl, years ago and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Just tons and tons of people, and I'm a big history fan, and I'm pretty sure you are too. Like every history class I took in high school, college, I enjoyed it the most. I think history definitely plays, a big part in who we, become and also progress as a society. And I just hate, seeing like, and the thing about like, YouTube is like 10 years, it's 10 years on YouTube could very well be the equivalent of like a century, outside of like, YouTube and stuff. Like, so much can happen in a 10-year span on YouTube, and we're just seeing that like now. Like, it's been 10 years since maybe, Ray William Johnson did something like Equals 3, or, 10 years plus. 10 years since, any of these people did stuff. And, it's good that, you're covering a lot of this stuff out there. But definitely looking forward to that one video that you make. Definitely, I'm subscribed to YouTube, so hopefully YouTube lets it appear in my sub box, but they've been a little iffy lately. Definitely shoot me a message on Discord, when it's close to being finished as well. But is there anything else you want to cover, or is there any questions that you have and stuff?
Oh, I do. Like, especially like old YouTube and just like, I don't really like, I mean, I have like external knowledge about it. It's like, sure, I know tags were important. I know clickbait was cool. I know viral videos were the thing back then. But I don't really have many personal accounts, which I know like is something you definitely have back then. And I want to know specifically like how effective were like tags and keywords in your description back in like 2010-ish.
So, oh god, that brings back a lot of memories. The way that I hit a nail on a very like niche and unique, type thing. Now if I were to do it, YouTube would definitely suppress it. My rage videos or, me destroying, shit, that definitely would be suppressed. It wouldn't even appear in people's, like active, sub boxes. But back then when YouTube basically was on their, I mean, the algorithm system was, hey, if someone rates the damn video, like, you remember the video Friday? How many 1-star? You remember?
Yeah, the Rebecca Black video,
yeah, the 1-star rating back then and stuff. It didn't matter how many stars the video had. If people were rating it, it was putting it up there. I always did the tags under my name. But a lot of my videos that I did for, all the shot content, all the PKing videos, the rage type videos, it would actually get featured. So whenever you would type in the word RuneScape, my videos would, appear. I have not had a video appear like that in, years, beyond years. It's either censorship, it's dead content. It just doesn't work anymore, but it significantly worked in my favor back in 2010, 2009, 2010, 11. That's when stuff was at the highest. And I was just really tagging myself, and that's what people really wanted to see. For me personally, I lived my best YouTube years. I don't regret it. I'm just doing YouTube as a hobby now and having fun with it. But yeah, back those years, I had 3 different accounts, all partnered, increasing revenue, and people were more interested in just like the actual tag, like you said, if you grow a channel to just like your name, there's a really good possibility people get tired of you and they don't want to see NightmareRH anymore, which it's fine. Same thing with like Ray William Johnson. He branded his name, Ray William Johnson, the Dick Maestro. And people got tired of that, and your tags kind of really don't become successful anymore. But overall, it was highly successful. It just was every Friday I was releasing these PKing videos. I think one of my favorite tools besides the chainsaw was an auger. My uncle is a construction worker, and I said, hey, can I borrow your auger, man? And he's like, and I was living in an apartment at the time, and he's like, what in God's name do you need an auger for? You don't have like a backyard. And I'm like, I just need it. And he knew I made YouTube videos, and I'm like, so totally worked in my favor. But now if I were to do that, it would, I have more success uploading a bank video saying, hey, my bank is on RS3 140 bill. That actually gets more video views than I upload a video of me smacking the crap out of, a PC. But back then, during that time frame, highly successful. Now it's totally works against me.
Dude, I know, like, those, something, like, really unique about your content, like, back then was like, you obviously, but, you really, like, hit the nail, right? On personality and narration and everything, because, like, there were only really, like, RuneScape videos that were, remember, like, was it like RuneScape music videos were super like,
RSMVs.
yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
I felt like all there kind of was.
Yep.
And yeah, like, you really filled that area of it. And it was like really sick too, because I was like, damn, dude. And your bank too. I remember watching like your bank video, like when someone like dropped, I think, like, what was it, like 500 mil?
It was, oh god, that was it was a 600 mil drop, and I've always said, like, hey, I'm not taking any damn donations. And this fucking dude just walks up to me at Mobilizing Armies, if you remember that place, and just drops it. And he's like, Nightmare, I'm quitting. And I ended up messaging this dude. And I was messaging him for like a couple hours in game, and I'm like, dude, take this money back. And he's like, no, dude, I love your videos, I love your shit. Just take it. And I'm like, dude, like I don't feel comfortable. And yeah, I mean, it's just that video just absolutely, you know, but it's, you know, GP related, so anything like just completely upscaled significantly. But yeah, that's also one of my I think one of my most viewed videos too. And it was literally me just standing there just saying, some dude just dropped 600 mil, and everyone was like, what the fuck? And but like, yeah, I mean, because the videos, and this is like the thing that also irritated me too, and RSMVs, I actually did, it was the second interview for my series. Do you remember XL years ago? He did some RSMVs. He's still active in the community. He just really doesn't do like a whole lot of content anymore. He won a machinima contest back in, I think, like 2009, and he got flown out to Jagex a couple times. And we were talking about, you know, the length of videos, and he actually said, he's like, one of the things that I've always, you know, kind of envied about you is that your most viewed videos, you have done like like it just hit record. And I'm like, yeah, I make like a 3-minute video and it gets all these videos. And then I've actually put time into, like, I made a Christmas Carol video, right? Really hard to edit and everything because I'm so stupid at editing. And the video bombed. And then like a month later, I uploaded a video saying how to quit RuneScape. And it was me smashing my computer. And they're like, this is the only way you can quit RuneScape. You gotta fucking smash your computer, people. It's the only way. You cannot be on the computer. And that video got like hundreds of thousands of views, and I'm like, how long can this go? But, you know, yeah, you're right. It doesn't last forever, and you kind of, you know, the nail can only spread, you know, too far and stuff.
Oh yeah, like, yeah. It's really rough because it's like, I think the average channel like is in the limelight for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then it's like on a platform where everyone's like trying to stay relevant. It's just, man, it's not fun, especially because I'm so lazy about like creating content. So I'm not like one of those guys like, I want to be at the top. Like, yeah. But oh, there was one other thing I did want to ask you. So back in during the evolution of combat days.
Evolution of Cox. Yep.
Yep, exactly. I remember like everyone was against the whole update. I think people still are now for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was one of your videos where you discussed content creators getting paid like $1,000 to make a video showing like how to use abilities. I don't remember. It might have been.
I don't remember that, but then I've made well over 2K videos now. That just doesn't ring a bell off the top of my head. But it rings a bell in the sense like I do remember something, and of course throughout my YouTube career, Jagex has never. I actually made an awesome present for Mod Mark, a Christmas present. It was a sawzall with a dildo on it. He never accepted it. Never accepted it.
What a shame. What a shame.
But I don't believe it was my video. But honestly, I would not be surprised if Jagex actually were you know, paying content creators to advertise that. I just remember in August of 2012, my video views overnight, like literally, because everyone was quitting. let's see. I'm searching my channel really quickly. Yeah, I don't see. I gotta double look, but no, I don't. That doesn't ring a bell. Although that actually sounds kind of like something like a friend would maybe make and stuff.
It might have been a friend, yeah. But like, I just remember it being like so. It was very scandalous, but it didn't break out into a huge scandal because it's like people get sponsored all the time. It's whatever.
Yep.
But the thing is, in the U.S., like people have to say like, "Hey, I'm sponsored by this company. I'm making the video for this reason."
Yep.
And no one did, and it made sense because I was looking through like many RuneScape channels, and they were all like uploading like, "Oh, how to use abilities like within the same window," and I was like, "Man, that's really like shady."
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't see anything on my channel. But I really, I mean, like there was, we had the Squill of Fortune that year, and I mean, I made peace because I'm happy that EOC came out because then we got old school RuneScape. Woohoo!
Yeah.
So, and I always say that because like when I'm on live stream, people say, you know, screw like RS3 made me quit. I'm like, are you playing old school RuneScape? You gotta respect the evolution of Ding Dong. You gotta respect it. You don't have to like it, but you gotta respect it a little bit. Because we got old school RuneScape, which is amazing. But I did have one more question for you. If you did not transition over to the type of content that you made, you know, away from RuneScape, do you think you would have stopped making videos altogether, or would you have kind of fizzled away just like in the RuneScape? Like content like creators and stuff, do you think?
Man, that like that'd be hard because I don't know what kind of like content like I'm making like RuneScape related now, but whenever I kind of quit RuneScape content, I was making like RuneScape video essays kind of stuff, and those performed moderately well. I probably would have been like maybe on that same trail. But like, I don't know, man. I might have like actually burnt out. But like, quitting YouTube has always been one of the like last things I ever wanted to do because compared to like real jobs, it's just so much easier. Like real jobs suck. So yeah, like I want to cling on to this as long as I can.
Yeah, man. And honestly, you keep popping out these documentary type videos, then you're gonna keep nailing it every single time. And I think we talked for about oh, there's going to be a long, lengthy video. Make sure you people, I should have said this in the beginning, grab a fucking beer. It's going to be quite a bit interview, but I just want to say thank you once again, man, for doing this interview. And this interview was definitely very fun for me, too. I just find it so fascinating talking to someone who's really, like, moved away from the RuneScape, you know, content creating and has really found like their, you know, style and is hitting it with, you know, their content and stuff.
Oh, like, thank you, man. Like, yeah, no, it's amazing. I still don't believe it. Like, sometimes I wake up at like 2 a.m. and it's like, holy shit, dude, people are like watching me. This is weird. It's crazy. You know what I mean? And then I just like fall back asleep. But no, I mean, it's been an honor for me too. Like, you know, big fan of your videos. I always used to like watch them and just like I was like, dang, you know, NightmareRH. And then whenever you like messaged me back, I was like, oh man, this is sick. So, you know, it's as much cool for me as it is for you. Yeah,
definitely. And like you say, when you get to 1 million subs, you owe me another interview.
You got it.
A follow-on interview. All right, people, like I said, go check out Joon the King YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to him, especially if you love seeing very, very insightful documentary-type videos. And what's your RuneScape username, by the way?
I don't want to give that out.
Or do you
I
want
to keep it secret,
okay,
right?
Okay. No,
just in case, yeah.
I respect that. I totally respect that. Even though it might be Joon the King or Joon the King 1.
It might be. But I've been hacked like 3 times prior. Not related to YouTube, but man, those times sucked. They sucked.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Thanks again, man. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on.